first music I ever heard was Hasidic music. In other words, song in the synagogue.
Yeah.
My first awareness of, classical music was when I was in a crib, and my mother used to take me for little outings on the street. And whenever she would pass by a window, I would cry. And she couldn't figure it out. Day after day, I would start crying. And she couldn't stop me. One time she decided to stop. And so I stopped crying. That meant that from the days of my crib, I was sort of conscious of violent sound. And the other time when I became a little more aware was when my family took me to a concert of a very, very well-known Romanian violinist by the name of Enesco. He used to be Menuhin's teacher, a very fine violinist, great violinist. And I knew nothing about it, about the music that he played, but I remember I would come home and start to remember what he played, the music. I sort of sang through the music, or played through the music already, because I already started violin. Of course not well, but it showed that I was listening carefully. And that made me aware of liking the violin. And so my father decided that I should go on studying the violin, but unfortunately we were not rich, so he could not afford a very good teacher. So I had a very bad beginning, and a nervous little old man used to press my fingers on the string, and I would start crying. I don't know how I went on after that. But then when the Soviets came in, and during the Soviets, we know that how horrible a system it was. But there was one good thing about it. When it came to children, we had all the chances for education. So my father sent me to conservatory. And then I had a real teacher. And in 1 year, I made so much progress that I won a little competition. And then I remember 3 people from the government, Russians, came over to my father and asked if he would allow me to be taken to Moscow to study. But my father felt already the war was hanging in the air. As a matter of fact, the Russians were not too long after that there, because then the fascists, the Nazis stepped in. And so I'm glad that he did that. It's not that I was not missing the fine teaching that they had, the good teachers that they had in Moscow, but it gave me a few more weeks to be with my father, because my father died after that in camp.